continuing story of PEYTON Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Werner Anderson as Matthew Swain, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, and Mia Farrow as Allison Mackenzie.
The lights are burning late tonight at the Harrington house. Dr. Rossi has been called there to attend Catherine Harrington, and Leslie Harrington and Laura Brooks wait with her for Rossi's arrival.
Catherine, how is the pain?
No better. Laura, please. Don't fuss over me.
Dr. Rossi will be here real soon, Catherine.
I don't want Dr. Rossi. I've asked you not to call him.
Be sensible, Catherine. You've got to see someone.
I want Robert. Leslie, please. Maybe you can reach him now.
It's a 2-hour ride to Boston. He won't be there yet.
Dr. Rossi will give you something to ease the pain.
I'm frightened.
Catherine, you've had these attacks before?
Not like this. Never like this. Where are the boys?
Out to dinner.
Where?
Rodney and Betty are with her folks. Norman's just out. There's Rossi.
Nobody cares. Nobody does what I ask.
Would you come upstairs, please, Dr. Rossi?
Certainly.
I'm glad we caught you.
Where's Dr. Morton?
He went to Boston. Doctor, Mrs. Harrington's very attached to him. He's been treating her for a long time. She has great confidence in him.
I understand. Thank you.
Hello, Doctor.
Hello, Mrs. Brooks. Well, Mrs. Harrington, you've been having some pains?
Yes?
Where?
Here?
How about the back?
Yes. Across the back.
Can you describe the pain for me?
It's sharp.
Hard, constant?
Yes.
When did they begin?
About an hour ago. Just after Dr. Morton left.
Have you had them before?
The last few years.
But not so severe, huh?
No.
Is this tender?
No.
About here.
Oh, yes, yes.
Were you able to reach Dr. Morton?
I left a message for him to call here.
Get back to him and have him call me at the hospital.
Yes, Doctor.
How is she?
Well, I'm concerned.
About what?
Mr. Harrington, your wife may have a duodenal ulcer. She may have had it for a long time.
Dr. Morton has never said anything about an ulcer.
Well, sometimes the symptoms can be deceptive, especially with your wife's medical history. I want to run some tests on her. I'd like to take her to the hospital.
In the middle of the night?
Yes.
Well, that's a big step. I'd like to talk to Dr. Morton first.
Mr. Harrington, an ulcer can perforate. I can't begin to explain to you how dangerous that is. Would you come inside, please? We're taking you to the hospital, Miss Harrington.
Why?
We want to find out exactly what's wrong with you.
No. Leslie, no. Leslie.
Did you leave word?
Yes.
Call an ambulance, please.
Laura, no. I'm not going to the hospital. Not unless Robert sends me.
Mrs. Harrington, I can't force you. It's up to you. But I can be honest with you. If you don't go, I can't be responsible. Tests are in order, and I can't do them here.
I can't. I won't.
Well, Mrs. Harrington? Call the ambulance.
It's been fun.
A real swinging time. Well, where do we two meet again?
How about the lobby of the Imperial Hotel in Tokyo?
Allison Mackenzie, of all people, how nice to see you.
Or the opera in Paris, or the beach at Paris.
Or in the moonlight at the Parthenon.
Norman Harrington. All people to meet in Athens. And how is everyone in that little New England village? What is its name?
Oh, something like Putting Green?
Putting Place.
No, Peyton Place.
Peyton Place.
Allison, you want to come down to Earth?
For how long?
Long enough to tell me if you want to see me again.
Of course I want to see you again.
What I mean is, are you over the thing with Rod?
The thing?
I don't know what to call it, do you?
No, not exactly. That's funny. The lights went on. Mother must be home. So early. Mother? Mother? I thought you were having dinner with Dr. Rossi.
He had an emergency call. Hello, Norman.
Hello, Mrs. Mackenzie.
We met at the lobster shack. Norm treated me to about 1,000,000 French fries.
Dr. Rossi was called to your house, Norman.
My mother?
Yes.
May I use your phone?
Of course. What happened? I don't know. They called Dr. Rossi.
Is it very serious?
I'm not sure.
Hello, Christine. Norman. When did they take her? I'll get right over there. Thank you, Christine. Took my mother to the hospital. That's great, isn't it? I'm wandering around town like I didn't have a home. And Rod's off with Betty's folks celebrating.
Norman, you couldn't have known.
Right before I left the house, we played a game of casino. And we kidded each other like we always do when we're alone. By now, she must owe me $1,000,000. She had a little pain. But she didn't fuss. I guess she's used to pain by now. Good night.
Norman, how are you going to get there? Stop it, Mother. Daddy hasn't gone to the moon.
I was just wondering what's keeping him.
Shall I go out and look for him?
There it is.
Now, don't ask me where I've been, because I'll tell you. I've been passing the time with a good-looking young lady.
It's getting late, George.
Oh, wait a minute. I've got a cigar to smoke and a drink to finish. Hey, what is this? Am I the only one still drinking? Well, it's happened before. Rod, for the 1000th time, here's to all of us. To your marriage, to my business. May they both flourish. Well, Rodney, you're surrounded by in-laws. You surviving?
I'm doing okay.
Good. You got any plans yet, or aren't you talking?
Daddy.
Well, we're just marking time, sir. I've got to figure out a few angles.
Oh? Like what?
Like how to support a wife. You can't do it, go to college. So one of these days, I've got to sit down and figure out where I'm going. How I'm going to get there.
Well, just remember the old saying, two can live as cheaply as one.
Yeah, but 3 can't.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Baby needs a new pair of shoes. What I meant was, Rod, you do things your own way, but just keep my baby happy.
I'm terribly tired, George.
So am I.
Well, shall we go?
Oh, wait now. I've got something I want Betty to see.
What?
Never mind, stop asking me questions. Come on. This way, miss.
He talks a lot on a party.
A lot of people do.
Well, he wants things to go well for you and Betty.
Sure.
You know how fathers are with a daughter.
Dad and Mother used to come here a lot. From what I understand, they had a pretty good time, too.
Rodney, I don't want you to have any mistaken ideas about your father and me.
Mrs. Anderson, I wasn't talking about that.
But you were thinking about it, weren't you?
I'm sorry. I couldn't help it.
Rodney, try to understand.
I'm trying.
I don't mean me. I mean Betty.
How do you like it, honey? A genuine antique silver tea service. There's a young lady around here somewhere who'll wrap it up real fancy for my baby. Big, beautiful bowls.
Oh, Daddy.
What? Honey, that's Georgian silver.
Why'd you say it to Rod?
What?
Baby needs a new pair of shoes.
Okay.
You know I'm not going to have one, so why bring it up all the time?
Well, I'm sorry. I just wasn't thinking.
Maybe you'd better start.
Look, I've got to put an act on, don't I? At least until you tell Rod.
What's he going to do then? Forgive me? Laugh it off?
Oh, baby.
Why did I listen to you?
Oh, look.
Stop saying look. And stop buying me presents.
Baby, what's got into you?
You told me to lie to him. It'd work out. Well, it isn't working out, so don't make out everything's great, because it's not.
What do you mean it isn't working out?
Dr. Morton knows. He had a little chat with me this afternoon. A chat, Daddy.
How'd you find out? Did Rossi tell him?
Morton is a doctor. I was in the hospital after the accident, and hospitals have records, and he can read. You know what he read? I just didn't have a concussion. I lost my... baby.
What did he say he'll do?
He said he's not just their doctor. He's a friend. He has a duty to the family.
Betty, if he's threatening...
Dr. Rossi is right. He said I should tell Rod.
Rossi, that doctor. I've got a good mind to...
Daddy, he's right. You know it, and Mother knows it, and I know it. I have to tell Rod.
Okay, do it. Go ahead, tell them. What do you think they'll do?
Say. Daddy, you keep talking about the Harringtons. I'm talking about Rod. I can't keep this up. I've got to tell him.
Okay. Okay, honey bunch. Tell him. But then...
Then? I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what anyone's going to do.
Oh, honey bunch.
Daddy, I'll wait in the car. Tell Rod.
Baby?
And don't buy that for me, please.
Honey?
I don't want it.